What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Got a couple quick announcements before we get started into the video. First and foremost, I just wanted to announce it to the world. If you guys haven't noticed already, I'm uploading one video a week every Monday or Tuesday, and I just wanted to let you guys know and announce that. I'll do everything I can to upload one video a week, hopefully mostly on Mondays, but if not Monday, then look out for a video on Tuesday. I'm just going to be trying to make a schedule and let you guys know what my intentions are, so that is that. Second, I just wanted to let you guys know about my video quality / production. I'm not going to be able to post a whole lot of videos that have like that intro and cinematics and stuff, like what Andrew Nemi and Brad Owen does on a consistent basis. What they do is super high quality and really appreciate their content. But one thing for me, whenever I started posting vlogs or whenever I was watching a vlog, I really only cared about the hands and just wanted to listen to the hand analysis, wanted to listen to what happened, and less on the production side of things. So for me, one, I can't even do that anymore. At the casino that I play in, I'm not really allowed to record and walk around the casino filming stuff. Maybe one day I'll get enough influence and just talk to the floor managers and get that leeway. But unfortunately for me, moving forward, unless I play somewhere else, I'm not gonna be able to have those like intro cinematics unless it's like a special video or a special occasion or something. Then I'll do my best to kind of sneak my way in there and get some footage, but moving forward it'll be kind of tough for me to just do all that like higher production stuff, even though my videos before super low production with like the shaky intros. But anyways, just wanted to let you guys know. Third thing, I guess, follow me on Instagram. It's Rampage Poker with 2 A's on the last in the second A, so 3 A's in Rampage. If you guys want to just follow me up, keep me up to date, I want to be up to date with what I'm doing, when I'm playing, all that stuff. I'm fairly-ish active on there, give or take. Not really, but I'm on there. Anyways, let's just get started into the video. These are just a compilation of hands that I played a while ago. I just have them recorded, wanted to go over them with you guys. So it's from 2 different sessions, a couple different hands, and some interesting spots. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. First hand of the first session that we'll go over here, I'm in the hijack and a straddled pot looking down at pocket jacks. There's 3 limbers to me, and with all that dead money in the middle, I'm going to raise it up on the bigger side to $35. The button, who has a $1,000 stack, obviously bigger than me, calls. Under the gun ends up jamming for 89 total, and when it folds to me, I mean, I think it's a fairly easy decision to make. I don't think I want to raise it up 4 bets with pocket jacks here and try to isolate, so I just make the call, and the button makes the call as well. So we're 3 ways, 1 all in to the flop of ace deuce 4 rainbow with 1 diamond on the board. Obviously not loving that ace there, so I check. Button checks as well. Turn is the 5 of diamonds, so there's a flush draw for the diamonds, and yeah, that it is what it is. Doesn't change a whole lot. I don't think there's any 3s in anyone's range, so I check. Button checks it behind as well, and the river is now another deuce of diamonds, so backdoor flush gets there, but shouldn't be too concerned about it to a certain degree. Should be a relatively safe card, but once again, I'm gonna check and he checks it back. Didn't think I was gonna get any value from hands that I beat, so yeah, I mean, he shows pocket 6s. Undergun, the jammer had pocket 8s, and we scoop with jacks. They hold. Just as a heads up, these hands were from about like a month ago, and I don't have the stack sizes written in my notes. So moving forward, obviously, I will always have stack sizes, but for just this specific video, I'm not going to have it because I honestly have no idea what I had in my stack either. Second hand, we have ace-jack offsuit in middle position with a button straddle. So this small blind ends up making the limp. Under the gun makes it $15, and his direct left calls. I ended up making the call, didn't really want to 3-bet and isolate with ace-jack off. The button and small blind makes the call as well, so we're a multi-way into a flop of a jack 8-7 with 2 spades on the board. Top pair, top kicker, and a pretty wet board. Pretty good flop for us regardless. So under the gun ends up leading out for $25. The reg on his left calls. That's what my notes say, that he's a reg, so I guess I recognized him. And yeah, so on a drivey board, I'm deciding to raise it up, going on a smaller side, trying to induce the under the gun player to at least stay in, raising it up to $70, but everyone decides to fold. So that's unfortunate there. Thought I could get more value, thought I could isolate and get one caller, but I'll take it down. Next hand here, I have pocket tens in early position with a button straddle. It's pretty action table, and gotta love it when every other hand has a straddle on there. So there's two limpers to me, and I'm gonna raise it up to $25. There's a loose late position player who makes the call, and the button calls as well. So we get the limpers out of there, and we're three ways to the flop of 8-7-3 with two diamonds. Flopping an overpair. I'm going to charge the max for any overcards, so I lead out for $60. The loose late position player folds, and the button calls, and the turn is the 5 of diamonds. Flush gets there, but I feel like flushes are kind of hard to make, so regardless, I'm still going to lead out for $100, and he quickly calls. So I'm a little worried at this point, hoping he has a flush. I'd love to get just to check it down, to get to showdown here. So the river is a queen of clubs, one of those overcards that I didn't really want to see. I check and he checks it back. He shows 8-9 of hearts, and I'm good with my pocket tens, so I'll take that one down for sure. The very next hand after that one, I get into a pretty interesting spot with 10-8 offsuit with a middle position straddle. And there's a straddle on the board. So I'm in middle position. There's a button straddle, I think. I'm going to play it. So there's two limpers to me. I limp, and my left raises to $25. The loose straddler makes the call, and my right calls as well. So with all that money in there, 20 more to me, I'll call and see a flop, which is not that smart. But we're getting ourselves in an interesting spot when the flop comes 10-8-4 with two hearts. Top pair, bad kicker, on a pretty connected board. Backdoor straight draws, I guess you could bank on. But when it checks all around to the pre-flop laser on my left, he makes it $75. And the middle position player, someone who's acting in front of me, he calls. And when there's two players out there, I decide to make a really loose call with top pair, and so that's what I do. The turn is an 8, not a heart, which is probably the best card that I could ask for to a certain degree. Improving to 2 pair on this, I'm first to act, so I check, and the action checks through. I think looking back on this, I think I should lead out and bet here all the time with my hand improving, charging the max for draws, and I think when it improves my hand, it shouldn't improve other people's hands unless they're open-ended or exactly have queen jack. So action checks through, and we're onto a river card. River is the 5 of hearts. The flush gets there, so it checks to a loose middle position player who makes it $200. Pretty polarized bet. He can bluff a lot of the time here, but I think it's a pretty good spot for him to bluff on. But once again, I'm behind to queen jack, I'm behind to any straight, and the hearts obviously get their starting flush. Although I have 2 pair, I ended up tank folding because I think he could have it a lot of the time, although I am getting a phenomenal price to call with 2 pair. But I fold, and the pre-flop raiser calls with pocket kings, and he scoops it up. Turns out the middle position player was bluffing, and that's unfortunate to lose that one. I think I played that all around bad. I shouldn't really be involved in that spot ever, but once I do improve, like first of all, I shouldn't call with top pair on that spot because the outs that I'm looking for aren't the outs that I really want, like an 8. I don't even want an 8 out there because it just connects the board a lot more, but I do make that call and lose that one there. I probably should have called that river bet, just getting a pretty great price to call. I talked about it to my friend, and that's what he suggested, but it is what it is. Shouldn't be in that spot to begin with. Next hand, we are under the gun with pocket queens. I don't always just play trash hands. I opened up to $12 under the gun, and 2 players in middle position call, and the big blind calls as well. So 4 ways to a flop of 10-9-3 with 2 diamonds. Overpair on a pretty connected board, so pretty draw heavy, I think, and people can connect with top pair a lot of the time and call. So I lead out and bet $25, and only the big blind calls. So we're in position now, heads up to a turn of a 5. He checks to me, absolute blank of a card, and I'm going to size it down to $35, trying to induce a call here and just keep most of his range in, which is exactly what he does. He makes the call. River is a 9. So not the best card. If he has a 9, that's really unfortunate. More unfortunate, he leads out pretty big, or not pretty big, but he leads out for $75, and I'm going to have to call here. If he has a 9, that's simply just unfortunate for me, but I call, and he shows ace-10. So we scoop that one up with queens, and yeah, I'm happy about that one. The last hand in the session that we will go over, I am in middle position with 10-7 offsuit. I should never ever be involved, ever. But we go 4 ways to the flop, and I'm in position somehow. The early position player made it $12. I called. 2 other people called. I don't really remember, but apparently I just called because I was tilted. I got 3 outed on the river earlier, so I called 10-7 offsuit like an asshole. But so I shouldn't be in this spot, but we're 4 ways to the flop. Flop comes 9-8-6 with 2 hearts, the absolute nuts. So that's phenomenal. So the small blind ends up leading out for $30. The pre-flop raiser early position player calls, and I'm gonna raise it up here. Apparently I sized it really small to $75. It's almost like a min raise. Ideally I'd love to make it a whole lot bigger, at least 95, at least 100, I think. But I wanted to keep both of them in, I guess, as they're, well, at least one of them would be drawing for hearts, and the other one probably has top pair or something like that. But regardless, I made it really small, and they both quickly call. The small blind has about 450 in his stack, and a pre-flop raiser early position has about 250, and I cover both of them. So those are the dynamics, and those are the stack sizes of the table right now. Turn is the 3 of clubs, absolute blank brick of a card, which is great for us. They both check it to me, and I sized up really big for no good reason. I bet $375. Wanted to, I guess, get it all in there. For I don't know why. I guess I just wanted to bet pot or over bet pot. So I bet $375. The small blind player ended up snap jamming for $450 total. Early position player folds face up, or not folds face up, but she folds and she ended up having the king 10 hearts. She was on the flush draw, and I obviously snap call his jam. I'm thinking he has at least a set at a bare minimum, but so the river is another 8, which is literally the worst card for having the board pair, and I'm good in this spot. He just shakes his head. He shows a 9, and I show, and we scooped that one up. So he said he had jack 9, he had top pair jack kicker, and ended up snap jamming me. So that's a donation to me. I'll take that down for sure. And we scooped that one up in a spot where we shouldn't be playing 10-7 offsuit, but we win a monster pot, and it all worked out in the end. So you people in the comment section can, whatever, say what you want, because I shouldn't be in there, I know. But in that session, I ended up in for 500, out for 1236, played for 6 hours, and we'll move on to the next session I played the very next day. The first session of the next day, we are in the small blind with ace-8 offsuit, and there's a middle position straddle. So there's one limper, the button limps, I limp, and 2 other limps to the straddler. And he ends up making it $25. He was extremely loose and fairly aggressive, so putting him on a fairly wide range when he does this. And only the button and I and the big blind calls. So we are 4 ways to the flop of decent 8-8-6 with 2 hearts, flopping trips and top kicker. I check, middle position player bets $40, and the button and I call. So that's interesting. So we're 3 ways still to the flop, and the turn is a little bit better for us. It's an ace, so that's basically the nuts. We're basically holding the nuts now. And action onto me, obviously I'm going to check. Can't really lead out ever in this spot, and action checks through. River is a 2 offsuit, so flush draw bricks out, unfortunately. And I'm leading out here, but I don't think I'm ever going to bet in this spot, especially with the loose middle position player who is in position and certainly could bet this spot all the time. So just trying to induce someone to bet with an ace, or just to try and bluff and take it down. So checks all the way to the middle position player, and he does that exactly. He bets $70 on the button folds, and now I'm trying to figure out how much I can get for value. I end up deciding to jam because I think a lot of the time he either has an 8 or absolutely nothing. So trying to get max value, because I don't think if I sized up even small to like a min raise like 140, I don't even think he'll call that. So I decided to jam for about 400 total, and he quickly folds. So we'll take that one down. Pretty decently sized pot there. Next hand we have here, we have Jack 10 of diamonds in the big blind with an under the gun straddle. Under the gun plus 2 limps. Early position player, who's the same player from last hand, who was super loose and aggressive, he raises to $25. It folds back to me, and I think he can do this with a variety of different ranges. He's just been raising every other hand, so just trying to call him out on his bluff. I raise it to 75 to isolate, and especially because I'm out of position, and he makes the call as well. So we're just heads up to the flop, which great flop for us. It's 10-7-6 with 2 diamonds on the board. And so I'm going to lead out for $80, making a pretty big bet. He insta jams, and I insta snap it off. He covered me, and I think I had about $500 post flop. So basically he jammed for 500 effective, and I insta called. There's nothing I can do. Top pair with a flush draw with a decent kicker. I beat a lot of hands in his range. So basically, turn and river come a 5 and a 3, both non-diamonds. So break out on the flush draw. He really doesn't want to show, but I make him show his 10-8 of spades, and we win a big one there, doubling up on a marginal spot against a. Last time I have notes of, I have ace king under the gun, and we're 7-handed. I open up to $12, and the middle position player and a button calls as well. So 3 ways to the flop, out of position. The flop comes king 10-5 rainbow. I obviously will lead out with top pair top kicker here for just a small bet of $20, and the middle position player ends up making the call. Button folds. So heads up to a turn, which is a jack. I really didn't like this card at all. It just makes the board way too connected. There's a lot of 2-pair possibilities. Queen is open-ended. I do block the ace, but I still think there's a lot of time I'm losing to 2-pair unless I'm against like exactly king queen or queen jack or something like that. But even then, both those hands still have a ton of equity. So I check, and he ends up betting $30. Pretty small bets, so I'm gonna make the call. River's a deuce, so I'd love to just get the showdown at this point, but he ends up. So I check, trying to get the showdown. He bets big. 125. Seemed kind of polarized, and the line didn't make a whole lot of sense. I really thought he had 2-pair, maybe king jack makes a ton of sense, but I guess I ended up folding here, and I fold face up, and he shows queen jack suited for a pair of jacks, thinking he was good. I don't know. I just felt like I lost to more hands than I beat, so didn't really love the jack. I was ahead, could have made some more money, but folded because I think I fold a lot of the time there with top pair, top kicker, maybe, especially to that sizing. Let me know in the comments below, but in this quick session, I only played for 3 hours, in for 700, out for 754, so made a small profit of $50. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Let me know in that last hand what you guys would have done. Maybe you lead out on the river to just kind of protect your hand a little bit, but as played, that's just how that one went. But let me know how you guys thought about the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and once again, I'll see you guys next week, Monday or Tuesday, for the next video. Peace out, guys.